Welcome to the Thomas Take Sports Podcast Mock Draft Simulator Show. I'm Ryan Thomas. Let's get to the intro for the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. What's happening, Bills Mafia? Ryan Thomas here, of course. The screen that you saw there was the shared screen of what we are about to do together. Together, we are going to go about a mock draft simulation for the 2024 NFL Draft, representing, of course, the Buffalo Bills. So I'm going to play general manager in this episode. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in to this episode so that I can provide you all the information necessary in regards to the Buffalo Bills and their mock draft or potential draft plans. So let's get right to it. We're going to simulate. We're going to move up if needed. We're going to see who's available if needed. We're going to go about this in a very interesting way. So now we're out of the top 10. We see two wide receivers are gone. We see offensive lineman, another receiver, Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas, he's gone. We go to 28. We're going to hold in this scenario, in this situation. We're going to hold. We're going to wait. Now we're getting a trade offer from the Detroit Lions to move down one pick. To my estimation, we're getting like an early third. That's an early third right there. So move up quite a lot, only to move down one spot. I'll take that. They take chop. Giants want us to move down about 20 spots to get an extra second. Washington wants us to move down almost 10 spots to get the 67th pick in the draft. It's tough. It's tough. San Fran wants us to move down 2 spots to get an extra second. I feel like that's pretty fair. I feel kind of inclined to do that. So I just traded down twice. And ultimately, I could trade down 3 times. Could trade down here. Could trade down and get an extra first. That's really trading down, though. We're not doing that. We're going to reject. We're going to reject. We're going to reject. So I moved down twice. And we're here at 31st overall, and we still have a choice between Keon Coleman, Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, and Ladd McConkey. According to the rankings, picking 31, Adonai Mitchell is the 32nd ranked player. I actually like Mitchell a little bit more than Keon Coleman, so I'm going to go with Mitchell here. And Keon Coleman goes to the Panthers. And we are now waiting for our next pick, which is the 60th pick. And this is what makes this fun, because you do start to see some names come off, and then it makes you go in a little bit of a different direction. But I don't see any names that I would really look at and say, oh, man, we missed out. So we'll reject this trade. We'll reject this trade as well. I know we're getting another third, but I really want to pick 60 here. So to me, the question right now with where we're sitting here, picking at 60, is we traded down twice. We got a lot more draft capital. We still got Adonai Mitchell, and we still need weapons for Josh Allen. We do have other needs. We need a safety. So you go to safety. Bo Braid is the next safety. He's 69. We pick 73rd. He might still be there. Cole Bishop could be the next guy. He's straight out of Utah, Dalton Kincaid University. He might be available for us too. We go to edge rusher. Brandon Dorlus at Oregon. Marshawn Kneeland out of Western Michigan. I do like him a lot. He's 76th ranked. Our next pick after this one is 73rd. He might still be available. D tackle. Leonard Taylor. Leonard Taylor, 6'3", 303. Or, ranked 53rd, taking him 60th wouldn't be too bad. Or we go Xavier Legette and we double up at wide receiver. This is the decision right here. Jalen Polk is definitely a fun wideout that I really like, that I think is very underrated in this draft. Xavier Legette is also a fun wideout. I think he's a little bit more explosive. I think the body is a little bit better, as this says here, dense. It's a good word for him. Compact, that's another good word for him as well. And I think there is a reason to like him that actually goes a little bit deeper in Buffalo already. Do you feel good enough with Adonai Mitchell, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Kincaid, and Knox? I actually do. But do Bills fans feel like Xavier Legette would be there? Or could we go Leonard Taylor and trade up with the ammunition that we have? So there's scores for these players. There's position rankings for these guys. I think I'm going to go with Legette and go wide receiver back to back and hope that we can get a defensive guy at our next pick. Brooks did go. We double up at that position. We're set there. We don't have to worry about it the rest of the draft. Move down 3 picks to get another pick. To move up into the draft to get another pick. No, we're not taking that. So now we're at a point where the D tackle is gone out of Miami. D tackle's out the window. We took Legette instead, which receiver wise, I think that was fair, right? I think that was fair to take Legette there. So do we go edge rusher? Do we go safety? Bo Braid is a safety that I think could start right away for the Buffalo Bills compared to who we got. Marshawn Kneeland is, I think, an edge rusher that would fit really well here in Buffalo. So let's go to my picks. We got the 76th pick that we acquired. We got the 121st pick that we acquired as well after taking 2 wideouts. We got to go in some sort of direction here that I think which position out of the 2 is lighter for Buffalo. I think Bo Braid would be the right pick here. So now we let this play itself out a little bit. If there's a guy that I really like here, and if I really want him, do we wait or do we move up? And after I took Bo Braid, there's nobody here that I really was looking at that I wanted. So, you know what? Let's just wait. Let's just wait. We'll see if there's players that I like. You know what? Yeah, let's try this. Let's try to trade up for Marshawn Kneeland. I know that we passed on him, but I think that there's reason to really like him. So we're going to trade the 88th overall, trade for the 88th overall pick. We're going to trade 121, and we're going to trade a 6th in next year's draft for Marshawn Kneeland. That was rejected. Okay. All right, that's why this is tough. No, they didn't accept it. All right, well, we move on. We move on. Okay, now we're waiting. We're waiting to see what happens here. We got 121. Marshawn Nealand is still there. Wow. Maybe they don't think highly of him. There he goes to Atlanta. Marshawn Nealand, 109, goes to Atlanta. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're on the clock again. Buffalo Bills, after trading down, moving around the draft board. There is a name that is as glaring in this board as any, and it's Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen, 6'1", 235, a 20-year-old NFL rookie. And I've mentioned this quite a few times. Braylon Allen is not only a good running back, but Buffalo needs a running back. You really look at the position, you got James Cook, you got Ty Johnson, and Darrington Evans. Braylon Allen would be fun. Blake Corum's already gone. Dylan Laube is left, but look at the gap between 82 and 117 as well. Ray Davis from Kentucky. He's been picked. So Buffalo gets Braylon Allen at pick 121 to pair with James Cook. I think that's a 4-year player right there. So now we see the round 4 end, round 5. We don't pick again till 144, which is coming up. And we're not. Yeah, that's a good trade. We trade 144 and 248 for 149 and 194. Are there any players that we would look at and say that we would want just to move down 5 spots? Nah, we'll pick. We'll pick. Yeah. Let's see here. Hyde. We have the trade offer. Let's see here. Are we missing out on anything? We'll accept it. We'll accept it. They take a tight end, which is not what we were even going to take there. I was going to take Javon Baker. He gets taken at 147. So let's look at the needs. Let's go up to the needs here. Let's go up to what we've picked thus far. We got Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Legette, Bo Braid at safety, and Braylon Allen at running back. You also have more picks than what you had. You'd acquired an extra second from San Fran in 2025. So now you have 3 second-round picks in next year's draft. Let's see what's out there as far as needs. D-tackle. We'll go Jordan Jefferson. We're going to skip to 163. We're going to go Jonah Ellis out of Utah. So we've checked off every need. We got wide receiver, we got safety, we added a running back, got D-tackle, we got edge. Now this is where we could have a little bit of fun here, just in terms of some names that I think will be available in the late rounds that are flyer-type players that our next pick, 194. Josh Proctor, the Ohio State. Jalen Coker, 6'1", 208. Blake Watson, Muhammad Kamara. Man, I think that there's a best player available analogy here. Tight end, I don't think they need it. But tight ends out of Iowa have been pretty good. So you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take a tight end here. camp body. We're going to go Ja'Whaun Briggs, more D-tackle depth. We're going to look at a position that you might not think that we need, but I digress. I'm not the biggest Mitchell Trubisky fan. I am in the camp of bringing an arm that could be a developmental prospect. It could be a high-quality backup for the Bills. I'm going Sam Hartman with the last pick for the Buffalo Bills. So realistically, you look at this draft, Adonai Mitchell, 31. We picked up an extra second. Xavier Legette at 60. Two wide receivers, Legette and Mitchell. Bo Braid at safety. Braylon Allen, running back. Jordan Jefferson, defensive tackle at LSU. Jonah Ellis, edge rusher. Eric All, I just took as a flyer. Ja'Whaun Briggs, a camp defensive tackle. And Sam Hartman, a camp arm quarterback that was really good at Wake Forest and Notre Dame. So a lot to like there from his college career. So to me, Bills added, checked off all the boxes, and we got an extra second-round pick out of it. So to me, I like this draft a lot. They were able to come away with two wide receivers, and we all know that that's a position that they need now that they traded Diggs. And they got two players that I think are two of the better back-end wideouts in this draft. Thank you for tuning in to this first mock draft edition of the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. I'm Ryan Thomas.